Breathing is the only thing you can do completely consciously or completely unconsciously. It's run by two different sets of nerves and muscles, by the voluntary system and the involuntary system. And as a result, it offers the only chance to get at and influence the involuntary nervous system. Disturbances in the involuntary nervous system are responsible for a great deal of chronic disease. The involuntary nervous system has two divisions: the sympathetic system, which revs things up and prepares us for emergencies, for fight or flight responses, and the parasympathetic nervous system, which has the opposite effect. Both of these have to be in balance. In most people in our culture, the tone of the sympathetic system is much too high. There are all sorts of reasons for that. All the stimulation in the environment, stress, all of it. But most of us go through life with things tilted in that direction, and that is responsible for a lot of high blood pressure, circulatory problems, digestive problems, and so forth. And I'll go over this one breathing exercise with you. I think this is an example of the kind of thing that integrative medicine can find out there that's not even on the radar screen of conventional medicine. When I try to talk to most doctors about breathing, breath work, they lose interest. It's too simple. It's not taken seriously because it's too simple. It literally makes use of something you have right under your nose. It uses no equipment. It's free. How possibly could it do anything? I mean, that's the attitude that prevails in our medical system. And this, as I said, this is a prime example. If you think about if just this one thing was brought into mainstream medicine, how much this would cut costs, cut adverse outcomes, improve medical effectiveness. Just one kind of thing that integrative medicine can bring into the mainstream. So the basic principle of breathing practice is to make your breath deeper, slower, quieter, and more regular. Those are the qualities of breathing that you want to develop. So whenever you think about it, if you're in a supermarket line, if you're driving, try to make your breath deeper, slower, quieter, and more regular. All right, so in this exercise, you're going to inhale through your nose quietly and exhale through your mouth, making a noise like you're going to be exhaling around your tongue, which may feel awkward at first. It's easier if you purse your lips outward. So you're blowing air out around your tongue, and if you press your tongue up. Don't worry about that, you'll figure it out. Okay, so this exercise begins. You let all the air out through your mouth. Close your mouth, inhale quietly through your nose to a count of 4. Hold your breath for a count of 7, and then exhale through your mouth for a count of 8. And you're going to repeat this for 4 breath cycles. And that's it. The speed with which you do it is not important. What's important is keeping that ratio of 4 in, hold 7, out 8. So exhalation is longest. And when we do it together, I'll count at a rate that I think will be comfortable for all of you. So just watch me do it first, and then we'll do it together, and I'll count for you. It looks like this. Let me stand up. That's all. It's hard for me to come back and talk after I do that because this produces a very pleasant altered state of consciousness that I would rather stay in. That may not happen the first time you do it, but with practice it will, and it's one of the rewards of doing this. Okay, so let's try this together. All right, so begin by letting all the air out through your mouth. Close your mouth in through your nose. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Close in. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Close in. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One more. In, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now just breathe normally. Don't try to influence your breath. Just observe, watch it, and notice any changes that you feel. Some of you may feel a little lightheaded doing this for the first time. That will tend to pass with practice. You may notice a feeling of relaxation. I promise you that will become very intense over time as you practice this. You must do this twice a day. That's the minimum practice, is 4 breath cycles twice a day. You can do it more often, but never more than 4 breaths at one time. And you must do it at least twice a day. I do it in the morning when I wake up before I do some sitting meditation. I do it in the evening when I get in bed to fall asleep. It will help you fall asleep. If you wake up in the middle of the night for any reason and do this, it's a great way to help yourself fall back to sleep. After 1 month, if you're comfortable with it, increase to 8 breath cycles each time. And then that's the maximum, never more than that. And then the minimum practice is 8 breath cycles twice a day. The real benefits of this, you'll notice after about 8 weeks of doing it. You've got to do it religiously. It takes all of about 1.5 minutes a day, so there's no excuse for not doing this. I promise you the results that you will observe will be wonderful. If you put a blood pressure cuff on somebody when they're doing this, during the phase when you hold your breath, blood pressure drops significantly, heart rate drops significantly. They typically come right back as soon as you stop. But if you do this regularly, over time, that's the trend. Then you can start playing with this as a tool to use in different situations. If somebody cuts you off in traffic, if somebody says something to you that pushes your button, you train yourself to do this before you react. This is a great way to deal with cravings for anything, cigarettes, chocolate. You train yourself before you act on the craving, do the breathing exercise. By the time you're done, the craving has passed. There are all sorts of applications for this. It is the most powerful anti-anxiety measure that I've found. If you look at people who are having anxiety, even the most severe forms of panic attack, the thing that's most striking is that breathing becomes disordered. It becomes rapid, shallow, irregular. You cannot be anxious and breathe deep, slow, quietly, and regularly. They don't go together. And this is a very powerful tool for dealing with anxiety. I have taught this to people with intractable panic disorder, and after time, in one case, a man with the worst panic disorder I'd ever seen, who was dependent on Valium and, impossible case. It took about 2 years of doing the breathing exercise regularly, and he got control of it and got off all medication. So it's a very powerful technique. The theory is that by imposing certain rhythms on the breath with your voluntary system, gradually these are induced in the involuntary nervous system. And that comes with time. So it's the regularity of doing it that counts. It's not the intensity with which you do it or the amount of time you do it on any one day. It's the regularity of doing this over a period of weeks, months, years that produces the changes that you want.